Alrighty. Well, welcome everyone to the July 2nd, 2020 regular council meeting for the Tempe City Council. And due to the concerns of a COVID-19 exposure, the city has implemented measures to protect our community, including the closing of the council chambers and limiting public attendance to electronic means only. Members of the public may view the live meetings proceedings on Tempe Channel 11 or attend the meeting virtually through Cisco WebEx events by visiting tempe.gov/clerk for more information. At this time, the meeting is called to order. If we could all pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, if you all could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And with that, we are now going to introduce the guests and dignitaries that are joining us via WebEx. I think we're just going to come up here. And I wanted to take some time to honor the individuals that we just saw and the organizations that have been and continue to be part of the Tempe's fabric, from the past elected officials to the current state and congressional legislatures. Thank you for joining us all tonight. I also want to take time to thank our local and regional partner organizations. The work that you do and your members add so much value to our community and really contribute to the success of the city. We value every one of you and we appreciate you so much, as well as your ongoing support. So thank you all for tuning in to the swearing in this evening. And I know I do not just speak for myself when I say that I cannot wait to shake your hands and pat you on your back. And with that, we are going to be moving on to the swearing in portion of the meeting. And I would like to congratulate the new council and Mayor-elect Woods. I know you guys have very challenging but a very fulfilling future ahead for all of you. And that the challenges that we have, you know, we're facing some unprecedented times, and I'm confident that you all are up to the task. And with that, Madam Clerk, I'll turn it over to you to conduct the swearing in of the new mayor. Madam Clerk, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for your dedicated service. As you know, we're experiencing a whole new world in this pandemic. With physical distancing and virtual meetings, we will be departing from traditional protocols just a bit for the administration of the oath of office. Instead of the repeat after me approach, the mayor-elect and council members-elect have been provided an electronic copy of their oath, and I'll also be displaying it on screen. I will call forward each individually, ask them to turn on their microphone, turn on the camera if they have one, raise their right hand, and read the oath into the record. We'll begin with Mayor-elect Corey Woods.
All set, Carla?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Can you see my screen yet?
I've got the oath up on my screen. So,
Okay. Well, let me make sure I get it onto the screen for everyone else to see here. Alex, I think I might need presenter rights. Here we go. Okay, we are ready to go. Mayor-elect Woods, I see your camera's already on. I heard you on microphone, so please raise your right hand. And when you're ready, read your oath of office into the record.
I, Corey D. Woods, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of mayor in and for the city of Tempe according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor Woods. The council agenda and the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Carla. All right, next up, Carla, I'd like to bring you back to do the swearing in of our two returning council members, our one new council member.
Absolutely. I'll be calling them up in alphabetical order. So Councilmember-elect Doreen Garland. I'll have your screen up here momentarily. Doreen, when you're ready, go ahead and do a quick microphone test. I want to make sure we hear you.
Do you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Right.
Raise your right hand, and when you're ready, read your oath of office into the record.
Okay. I, Doreen Garland, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of council member in and for the city of Tempe according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Councilmember Keating.
Yes, I'm here. Oh,
Councilmember Keating, I can hear you on camera. Go ahead and raise your right hand and read your oath into the record.
I, Randy Keating, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of council member in and for the city of Tempe, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Keating, on being elected to a new term. Next, we have Councilmember Navarro.
Ceiling. Is my camera on? That's
Hold on. Councilmember Navarro,
yes.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go ahead and raise your right hand and read your oath into the record.
I, Joel Navarro, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona and the charter, codes, ordinances of the city of Tempe, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestics, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of council member in and for the city of Tempe, accordance to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Navarro, on being elected to a new term as well. With that, I turn the meeting back over to Mayor Woods.
Thank you so much, Carla. And congratulations to all the new council members, to Councilmember Garland, Councilmember Navarro, and Councilmember Keating. Congratulations. Now, we're going to go to item number 6, the election of the vice mayor. Is there a motion for the election of the new vice mayor?
I would like to make a motion. This is almost the former Vice Mayor, Lauren Keating.
And this is Councilmember Arredondo Savage. I would like to second.
So we have and I should ask, who is the motion for?
Yes, this is Lauren Kuby. I move to nominate Councilmember Randy Keating to be Tempe's next Vice Mayor. I've known Councilmember Keating for over 2 years. We met during Harry Mitchell's 2010 campaign when Harry was under fire for his courageous vote to support the Affordable Care Act. And inspired by Harry, Randy stepped up to help, having witnessed the importance of healthcare in his own life and to people who had never had it before. We may not always agree on decisions before the council, but we share common values, history, and a friendship tested through fire. I've seen Randy step up in times of individual and community need, whether it's helping an elected official, anonymously assisting strangers that needed help, raising money to fund DACA students, and taking unpopular but principled stances in public and on the council. I know he will serve the city well as our next vice mayor, so I move to approve Councilmember Randy Keating to be Tempe Vice Mayor.
Mayor, this is Councilmember Arredondo Savage. Though I don't have quite that history with Randy Keating, I will say that he has been an excellent steward for the residents of the city of Tempe over the last 4 years, and I've really certainly enjoyed working with him, and his leadership is stellar, and he has certainly earned my respect, and I'm more than happy to second that nomination.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We had a first from Vice Mayor Lauren Kuby and a second from Councilmember Robin Arredondo Savage to nominate Councilmember Randy Keating to be the next Vice Mayor of the city of Tempe. I'm going to do a roll call vote here. First of all, Councilmember Navarro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Keating?
Yes.
I would hope so, Councilmember Keating. Councilmember Garland?
Aye.
Councilmember Kuby?
Aye.
Councilmember Arredondo Savage?
Aye, Mayor.
And Councilmember Adams?
Aye.
Great. And I also vote aye. That motion passes 7-0. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Randy Keating. Next up, I'd like to turn it back over to Carla Reese, who has some other comments.
Yes, Mayor. We interrupt this broadcast for a surprise message for the mayor from Miss Monica Trejo.
Uh-oh.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Hello, Madam President. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
So I have some friends, familiar faces. We wanted to surprise you. As you know, we were very excited to have your inauguration. And although we can't make it, we still wanted to present you with a special gift. We have Hannah and Jesse here. And we had an iconic moment on election night. A brilliant photo that was captured by local native Ben Moffitt. He took a brilliant photo, and so we had this commissioned for you of that night. And so this is painted by Paige Reeser, also local Tempe native. And so we just wanted to wish you a couple of words tonight.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for this. Mayor Woods, really appreciate the opportunity to actually change the city of Tempe. I look forward to all the great things that you keep on doing. And again, thank you again for giving a fresh college student a chance to change the city.
Corey, you're the most hardworking, considerate person I know in politics. Certainly, I'm so proud to be our mayor and a friend, and you are the mayor that we deserve. Congratulations. We're so proud of you, Corey, and we are so excited, and we love you, and we're so honored to be here with you tonight. So thank you, Corey, and we look forward to giving this to you very soon.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Madam President. So Monica Trejo, President of the Tempe Elementary School District Governing Board, Hannah Moulton-Balek, lifelong Tempe resident who was also my campaign manager, and Jesse Avalos, who was my deputy campaign manager and ran all of the field operations. I could not have done this without all of you. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you to Paige Resor for the beautiful painting as well. I just look forward to getting it in person. And just thank you to the three of you. You all have touched me incredibly, and I would not be sitting here if it weren't for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey.
All right. I was like, you all almost got me to cry. I didn't do it there, but I was pretty darn close, I'll tell you. So I'm going to move on here to item number 7, Mayor and Council Member comments. I'd like to first start with Councilmember Doreen Garland to make comments. Doreen.
Thank you, Mayor. So when I told my father that I was going to run for Tempe City Council, we had a great conversation. And then he said to me, you know, your mom and I raised you kids to serve others and to lead. Now go out and do that. And I'd like to be able to tell him that, Dad, we did it. Many of you know that I've told that story many times, that story comes up to me and I think about it all the time, and I think about my dad. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you probably have heard me tell that story. I really wish my mom and dad could be here for this. I know my dad would be wearing his Navy hat and my mom would be in her beautiful traditional Navajo outfit, and they would be here in celebration. I miss them. I wish they were here, and I just wanted to say that. And I want to thank the people of Tempe for electing me to this office. I am so honored that I have your trust in this position. I can't wait to start working for you and with you to affect change in the city of Tempe. And I want you to know that I will work every day to serve all of Tempe with compassion, honesty, and servant leadership. I also want to say thank you to all of our volunteers. They knocked on lots of doors during all kinds of weathers, and I really appreciate them. I also want to say thank you to Jean. She's 96 years old, and she collected 2 pages of signatures for us at her senior living center, and it was amazing. My Navajo aunties who came over and made Navajo fry bread for us to give us fuel to go knock on doors for the whole entire day. They were absolutely amazing, the fry bread and the aunties. I also want to say thank you to my campaign team. And I absolutely love my campaign team. And I tell people all the time, it wasn't really my election, it was our election. And we did it as a team. And I say we all the time because we did. I want to thank Angie Taylor, Stacy Novus, Michael Garland, Rabati Furkan, Allison Walters, Ramey Humbert, Pam Garonkin, Craig Darling, Eric Chalmers, and Nancy Puffer, my awesome friend and campaign manager. And of course, I want to thank my family also. I am so blessed with their support and love throughout this process. My sister Darlene, who would fly in from Denver to help us knock on doors. My son Eric, my son Michael, my daughter Catherine, my son Daniel, and my daughter-in-law Stephanie. I also want to thank my husband who shared me with all of you through this campaign. And I just want to tell you, thank you, Scott. Thank you to all my family. I love you all dearly. I know that there are challenging times in our nation, in our state, and in our city. And moving forward, we will have tough decisions to make. But I couldn't ask for a better mayor and council to work with to find solutions to the challenges that we are facing. I know we will be able to make a difference by working together and working with you with open minds, trusting hearts, and respect for each other. I have always admired our new mayor, Corey Woods, for his thoughtfulness, his work ethic, and his energy. And I have been so impressed with the passion and expertise of my council colleagues. I can't wait to get started and to roll up my sleeves and to get to work with the mayor and my incredible council colleagues. This is a fantastic group of leaders who all want the best for the city of Tempe. And I am just so honored and so excited to start serving you, our wonderful city. So thank you again, and I look forward to meeting you and to working with you and to do great things for the city of Tempe. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Garland. Next up, I'd like to invite Vice Mayor Randy Keating to make some statements.
Thank you very much, Mayor Woods, and congratulations on your election. And I'd like to take this moment real quickly to thank outgoing Mayor Mark Mitchell for his 20 years of service to Tempe. I have several thank yous here I want to make, and just want to make some brief remarks on hopefully what is a very successful next 4 years. First of all, I'd like to thank my family for being so supportive and listening to me, and you know, at least tolerating the 10 to 12 Simpsons memes I send them a day. All the supporters who helped in my first campaign and my second campaign. If you ever knocked a door for me or gave me $1, this is very much is your night as it is mine. No one can do something like this alone. It very much is a team effort, and I'm humbled to have that support, and am very grateful that it saw me through this election. Tony Valdivinos, I need to thank, Eric Chalmers, Israel Torres, some constituency groups like Planned Parenthood and the Chamber of Commerce. I'd also really like to thank the candidates in the race. Something that was really unique, I think, in Tempe races is that while we're all technically opponents, we all got along, you know, and we all had a good time with it. And a campaign is grueling, and it goes on for a year, and it's stressful. And as you get closer and closer to election day, it's easy to start feeling negative feelings, but that never really happened. We had an embarrassment of riches as far as candidates go in this last race, and I'm sure that we'll see the candidates who came up short again in the future. So I'd like to take that opportunity to personally thank Casey Klaus, Mark Norman, Councilmember Garland, and Councilmember Navarro for a race well run and friendship that they've given. I don't think anyone would have planned for what is happening in the world today with what's going on with Black Lives Matter and the larger discussion about race that is happening in our society to a global pandemic. There are a series of very challenging issues facing not only our country, but our state and our city. Tempe finds itself on the forefront of the global pandemic. Arizona is suddenly a hotspot, and largely the fight has been given to the cities to find a way to manage this outbreak. I know that Mayor Wood's calm and collected approach will serve us well. I'm looking forward to serving with Mayor Woods and working together to make sure that we keep all Tempeans safe at a time when there's a lot of uncertainty out there. During my first term on council, I took a very deliberate approach to try to get involved in as many things in the city as I could, because this is a very difficult job, as you've heard me say dozens of times, I'm sure, and it takes a long time to learn, and there's a lot of aspects that you traditionally wouldn't associate with the city. So it was a baptism by fire, and I focused on so many different things, and I do have quite a record of accomplishment that I'm very proud of and campaigned on. But I think with the second term, what I want to do is really kind of take a laser focus on the issues that I think are very important in Tempe. Things like increasing our affordable housing stock and our housing stock in general. Making sure that as we enter this recession, we're not going back into a holding pattern of deferred maintenance on our streets and our parks. Traffic mitigation as Tempe continues to grow. Tempe has been a boom town since the end of World War II. And even with a global recession, I don't see that ending anytime soon. So we need to prepare Tempe today for the Tempe for tomorrow to make sure that anyone that wants to live in Tempe can afford to do so. From our teachers to our first responders, to our nurses, to our bartenders, to anyone who wants to be here should be able to find housing in the city of Tempe. Also, we're having a national movement and a national moment on race relations and what it means to police a community. This is an opportunity, I believe, for Tempe to really lead. And I'm looking forward to having those discussions with community members, with stakeholders, with our men and women in uniform on what is policing going to look like in Tempe moving forward. I know Mayor Woods has committed to working on this issue, and I'm also committed to working on this issue. And if I have my way, there will come a day when our police chief and our mayor are on talk shows and touring the nation talking about how Tempe did it, how Tempe got it right. And I believe we can. We have a very good council here. We have a lot of very smart people in this body and as part of our staff. And there's no reason why Tempe can't lead the nation in what it means to police a community in the 21st century. So as we look at these problems, it's important to take a reasoned and measured approach to anything that we do. No solution is going to make everyone happy, and no effort is going to solve every problem. But what we need to do is make an effort, evaluate, and then adjust if it is needed. I am very proud to be nominated by former Vice Mayor Kuby. Now I just call her, relegate her back to the council member, and Councilmember Arredondo Savage. I think on this body, you really wouldn't find kind of an opposite viewpoints on a lot of issues. But to have their support tells me that I must be doing something right as far as the leadership style that I've demonstrated and the coalitions that I've built and the goals that I am working towards. So I will wrap it up there, and I'll finish with just saying I'm incredibly proud to not only have been reelected, but then elected by my peers to serve as vice mayor along with Mayor Woods to lead Tempe in the next 4 years. We have a lot of things that we're doing right and a lot of things that we can do better. We have a lot of opportunities to lead, and I believe Tempe will do that. And again, I believe that there will come a time when we're all kind of sitting around and discussing how Tempe did it. So thank you very much, Mayor Woods. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to serving with you and serving the people of Tempe for another 4 years.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor Keating, and once again, congratulations on your election to Vice Mayor. Last, I want to call on Councilmember Navarro.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Corey Woods. I just want to say I appreciate this opportunity. I would first want to say congratulations to you. I look forward to what our future is ahead of us. I know that this is trying times, but I think we got some great people in some great positions here, and I think Councilmember Keating and Darlene Guerin have all said the things that we got going for us. I first want to say thank you to a lot of people, and first I have to start with my wife, who's really been my rock, and she's always been there for me whenever I needed anything. She truly is my right-hand partner, and she really does truly does make a difference for me in balancing me out. So I have to first thank her. My kids, Jillian and Parker and Henley, they keep me going. They are my inspiration. They're my love. So I just enjoy watching them grow. My mom, who's always there supporting me, doing things for me. My dad, always there being for me, been solid for me. My brothers, Nick and John, my friends, and my supporters, and of course the voters for voting us in. It's obviously you know, the era we're in is very challenging, and getting out there and knocking on the doors and hearing the voters, talking to the residents, and making sure that our campaign is on the right track. And I believe it is, and I believe the city is on the right track. This has been a long journey for me. The people that have been in my corner, from Mayor Neil Giuliano to Mayor Hugh Hallman, Ani Shakurjan, Pam Garonk, and Bob Carter, those have been huge supporters of me, of mine, and current council members. I mean, all of them today, they really did. And I have to say thank you to all of you guys that supported me on this campaign. But the journey keeps on going, and we have to keep on going and growing. And I think that this is the time that we can absolutely make some changes. This is exciting that we have a council that I think that is going to be able to manage these difficult waters. But I have to say the city has already been doing this for quite a while in terms of trying to get ahead of some social differences and diversities and making sure our city is inclusive. We're sitting here with a variety of different um, programs that the city does offer that can actually be enhanced. And I know that we can also do good with that. Things like from free pre-K for under 200% poverty, and then also onto mental health addiction, and my passion with opioids and trying to help any addiction, not just opioids, but any addiction. And this city is already tackling those issues right now. I think it's also a time to really look at our additional services like Care 7 and patient advocacy service and building on those into like a full-on community paramedicine, really tackling the issues at the ground level so that they do not percolate to issues that become a little bit more egregious and more of a problem. So I think that we're on a great head start to doing those things. And I look forward to the conversations that we're going to continue on with our public safety, our police departments, with our mental health specialists, with our community outreach. I think that we're on the extreme right track to make those things happen. And I think it takes residents also to be part of the program. We have to get buy-in from our residents, and we have to get buy-in from our community, because that's who we represent. And that's who all of us have been listening to make sure that we're doing the right thing. I think that as we go forward, for me, it's always been a passion about Tempe. I've always loved what our city is doing, how our city is growing, and how our city is extremely unique compared to other cities. On a national level, I know we stand out. Many times with National League of Cities, our city issues or our ability to handle problems have percolated up to the national level to where we're the spotlight. We're the city that's making a difference, and we're going to continue on making a difference. You stay on the top, you got to keep on driving. So that's one of the things that we got to make sure that we're doing, and just not letting our guard down. We have a great city support staff. Our departments, the people that work from the ground floor all the way up. It's a great community, and it's a great team effort from everyone within the city, and we can only get better from here. The council, it has always been something that I never thought I would be in part of when I first started this campaign. But I tell you what, the growth that I have gained from this, the experiences that I've gained from this, I'm probably one of the old people on the council, but with that and with the new regime, it adds character and leadership. And there's also advantages to that because of the relationships and of the ability to understand how things are done. I know that my job within the city of Phoenix, I understand, the kind of inner works within the city structure. That's going to be a benefit to me with the city of Tempe. And I think it's just going to be a benefit to the community just because of that understanding of what our city can do and how much better we can go. So with that being said, I do appreciate this opportunity being here, and I appreciate everybody who has been part of my team and helping me through this race. And there's a ton of people that I run off. Two people is Patrick Barrett, who's my campaign manager, and Colin Shipley, who helped run my campaign, the X and O guy. So with those guys, it really helped me out. And I also want to say thank you to Casey Klaus and Mark Norman. They, did a great job on representing and being part of this. And I hope that they, try it again. And because I know that as we start growing, newer people are going to be coming on board. So I think that's special. So with that being said, I just want to tell everyone thank you, and I appreciate this opportunity. I look forward to the challenges, and I look forward to making a difference and making some changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Navarro. I'd like to now turn to the other council members and see if they also have any comments or remarks that they'd like to make. I'd like to first start with Councilmember Robert Arredondo Savage.
Hello, Mayor Woods. Thank you all so very much for the opportunity. I really do appreciate it. I want to just say welcome to the council and to this amazing Tempe family. I am very excited to have you both on board and know that each of you bring different experience, talents, and great passion for this community. And I really look forward to working together. Now, that's not to say that I haven't enjoyed working with Joel and Randy, now Vice Mayor, Keating and Councilmember Navarro. It has truly been an honor to work next to both of you. And together we've been able to accomplish so very much. And it really has been a pleasure. You guys have, kind of been the rocks, I think, in regards to making sure that we continue to move forward, we get to the facts, and also kept things a little light when things got a little heavy. So it is just what I would like to say, thanks to you both for really what you bring to the table. It's really truly been a rewarding experience. I know we've had a lot of ups and downs and unexpected challenges that you've heard my council colleagues mention too, but we haven't been afraid to address them head on, and we want to do it in the best possible way that's inclusive, it's factual based, and it's a positive change for the future of our community. And I'm really very confident in our new council makeup and our city staff, how awesome that they are, that we will be a stronger, a smarter, and a healthier community, and we'll be able to do that together. So, Mayor, I really look forward to working with each of you, with you, Mayor, and I look forward to a successful journey that continues to build the best Tempe possible. So thank you very much, and welcome aboard, everybody, and welcome back, Joel and Randy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Arredondo Savage. Next up, I'd like to turn to Councilmember Cupie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm so excited about the future of Tempe. Corey, we've known each other for quite a while, since your first race back in 2006, I believe, when you lost and you came back fighting. And I've always known you had this big, bright future ahead, and I'm so excited to be a part of that journey with you. And I know you're entering this term with a lot of challenges, and you've got to know that you have this entire council behind you, and we are unified. And I'm excited to see what the future will hold and all the change that will come to our city. And I've spoken about Randy. Randy, so pleased to see you step up as vice mayor, and I know you'll do good work for the city. Doreen, when I first met you, well, I met you in the campaign with Jennifer Adams, and we weren't necessarily on the same side, and I saw you from afar and really admired you. And then you shadowed me one day in Tempe and went to all my different events. And I sat down with you and I saw your notebook with all the different colored codes and such. And I thought, we need this woman on the council. You were so organized, and you were asking all the right questions and meeting with everybody. And you were just a sponge for knowledge. And I've had so many great talks with you along the way. I can't wait to serve with you, my sister. And Joel, you are the old man of the council now. You've been on, I think this is your fourth term, and you have a lot that you bring to the council, and a lot of institutional knowledge that will come in handy. We had such a great talk the other night about community medicine, about integrating social service work and youth service work with medicine and with medics, and looking at the model in Eugene and Portland. We just had a wonderful talk. I so appreciate you reaching out to new ideas. And with that, I can't wait to continue serving with Robin. Robin, we don't always agree on everything, but we have such a love for the city, and we have so many commonalities that we can never forget that. So with that, I turn it over to the next council member, and just know that I am excited for this new term, and we have so many challenges ahead of us. And I know that cities lead, cities percolate change, we incubate the best ideas, and we have to continue to be really brave, because the city is expecting a lot of us, our residents are expecting a lot of us, and our individuals. And we know in the community, we know there's so many hardships that we're going to be facing in this next term. We know that there are so many people suffering. We've only begun, I fear, to deal with the problems that are ahead of us. So I know that we can tackle these issues and problems with our innovative mindset. Thank you so much to the city and to all the staff that support us. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Cubie. And I'd like to now turn to Councilmember Jennifer Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm really looking forward to working with our new council. I'm optimistic about making positive changes and improving our city's neighborhoods, businesses, and community. I've known Mayor Woods. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it, Mayor? For 12 years, and know you will be the best leader and the leader that we need to improve our incredible community. I also want to thank our employees for all of their hard work and dedication during these challenging times and before. They are the bread and butter for keeping our city really rolling and improving our community. I don't always have a lot of words to say, but I'm just really looking forward to moving forward in a positive direction and working with all of our whole team now that we're going to have established, and reaching out to our residents and finding out what they want and moving what our residents want forward. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I look forward to working with all of my colleagues. Lauren Kuby, thanks for being the vice mayor for the last 2 years. You've done a great job. Vice Mayor Keating, that has kind of a nice ring to it too, doesn't it, Randy? I'm optimistic about your ability to fill in when needed. And of course, all of my council colleagues. So thanks and congratulations to all of you. And I can't wait to start our new team working together. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Adams. All right, I guess that leaves me. So I just wanted to tell everyone I'm seriously so excited about being back in the place where I started my political career, doing work that I truly love. It's also familiar. The faces, the energy, the issues, the wonderful possibilities for building a stronger Tempe. So I'll speak about the future and a shared vision for Tempe in just a moment. But first, I hope you will indulge me just a little bit for some personal reflection about my path to this very important moment, both for me and for the city. I wouldn't be here without the essence and upbringing of my parents. I am fortunate to have had an exceptional life because two remarkable, kind, caring people adopted me and my brother from two different families. I grew up as the child of an Urban League executive. My earliest memories are of seeing my dad with his Urban League lapel pin, going out and talking about civil rights and fighting for people to have opportunities. My mother was a high school teacher in New York City who taught students who were in a cooperative education program. They would go to school one week and then she would find them jobs the other week. They had to earn their high school diplomas, but they also didn't have much money. They worked to earn enough for their families to keep the lights on and a roof over their heads. I'm fully aware of the significance of me standing here today. I can't help but think about the stories my parents told me about civil rights and about helping people gain access to opportunities. I know the importance of role models and seeing people who look like you holding jobs and other positions of your dreams. This is a proud moment for everyone, and I'm truly honored and humbled. I'm so grateful for the friendship and love and support from so many people. I want to first and foremost, thank the residents of the city of Tempe. You've entrusted me and this entire council with an amazing opportunity to help move our city forward. It's a responsibility that I'm humbled by, and I promise to work hard each and every day to make you all proud. I want to take a moment to thank my family, friends, and campaign staff. To my father, first of all, my dad has always been my rock and my role model. My life would have been so different if not for the opportunity you provided my brother and I. Every single day, I wake up with the goal of making you proud, and I certainly hope that I have. To my brother for being the best brother a guy could ever have. Thank you for always believing in me and for standing beside me as we navigate through life together. Frida, thank you for being my friend, an incredible human being, and for always having my back. None of this would have been possible if you hadn't believed in me 15 years ago. I will always be here for you. To Kate, thank you for showing up for me, caring for me, and making me want to be a better person. Spending time with you has enriched every part of my world and provided me with so much inner peace. You are truly an indispensable part of my life. To Andrew and the whole team at Strategies 360, thank you for getting the campaign off to such a solid start. Our successful launch wouldn't have been possible and our win without your extraordinary efforts. So Monica, you were the best campaign chair a guy could have ever had. You were tireless on every front, and you inspired everyone you came into contact with. Thank you so much for believing in me and for being an amazing friend. To Phil, thank you for serving as my treasurer and being such a good friend. Your connection with our neighborhood leadership was invaluable to our campaign success. To Hannah, thank you and kudos to the best campaign manager ever. You are an incredible human being, wife, mother, and writer. You led this campaign and made my childhood dream come true. I can't ever thank you enough for all of your friendship and support. Jesse, as I said earlier, you ran the best field operation I've ever been a part of. Your hard work in the blazing hot summer of 2019 set the tone for our entire team, and none of this would have been possible without you. Eric, you became my right hand from Labor Day moving forward. I just can't say enough positive things about you. You have such an exceptional array of skills, and even more importantly, you're an amazing person who's become my very close friend. To Nikki, thank you for your friendship, hard work, and support. You galvanized support for the campaign, did an incredible amount of fundraising, and became one of my closest confidants. I can't thank you enough for everything you did to make this effort such a big success. To Mariana, thank you for your tireless canvassing, event planning, and diligent work ethic. Your positive work ethic and attitude and support were a huge asset to the campaign. I promise one day we're going to share a meal or smoothies again. Amber, thank you for pushing me to raise the funds necessary to operate a successful campaign. I never thought I would grow to love someone so much who stared at me while I was making phone calls. But you're exceptional at what you do, and I'm so glad you were part of the team. To Linda, thank you for your support, friendship, and guidance throughout this entire process. And to Zeke, thank you for believing in me, working so hard, and being completely and totally fearless. It was an honor to work with you. I also wanted to make a couple of comments here. Mayor Mark Mitchell. I've known Mayor Mitchell for over 15 years. He is the definition of a tireless public servant. He's also a virtual encyclopedia regarding anything pertaining to the city of Tempe. He's a great colleague and someone who I enjoyed working with during my time on the city council. Mark cares deeply about this city, and it showed each and every day that he walked through the door at City Hall. Thank you for your 20 years of service to the city and on this council, and for your lifetime of public service. To my friend Councilmember Arlene Chin, thank you so much for stepping up to serve our city during a very uncertain time. During your 14 months here, you did an exceptional job and earned the respect of everyone you worked with. I'm looking forward to getting together soon to catch up. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you to all the council members that just won this cycle. Councilmember Doreen Garland, you and I became very good friends during the course of the campaign. You were such an honest, earnest human being that worked so hard. I'm just so excited we're going to have the opportunity to serve alongside one another as members of the Tempe City Council. To Randy Keating, I can't believe how life works, that I met you over 10 years ago. You won the seat on council that I vacated in 2016, and now I'm back as mayor and you as vice mayor, and we get to serve very closely together. So honestly, I'm extremely excited about it and just happy that we're going to have an opportunity to work together in an official capacity. And to Joel Navarro, you and I started this whole thing out together back in 2008. I never thought when I left council that we would have the opportunity to come together, to work again. But I'm extremely excited about the opportunity we have to once again join hands and find ways to make the city of Tempe an even better place. So congratulations to you, and looking forward to working with you. To my other colleagues, to Councilmember Cubey, Lauren, you've become such an incredible friend and supporter and confidant. I've become so close to you and your entire family. The help, the guidance, the friendship, the opportunity for me to vent, everything you have provided me is simply invaluable. I cannot tell you how much I respect you and appreciate you and just how close of a friend you are. I know we're going to be friends forever. Thank you so much for everything, and just excited about the opportunity to serve with you again. To Councilmember Arredondo Savage, you and I have been friends for well over 10 years as well. When I was a council member the first time around, we would probably talk, if not every day, at least every other day. You're an incredible person, an incredible public servant, serving on both the city council and our local school board for Tempe Union. Your passion for military veterans and education and so many other things I mean, are frankly second to none. So I'm just excited about the opportunity to work together again. Thank you for being my friend, and thank you for being an exceptional colleague. And to Councilmember Jennifer Adams, I've known you since back when you were an employee at the city of Tempe. It's just so exciting to see you go from your roles 29 years as a city employee and doing great work for the city to now being a council member. You are just renowned in this community for your work ethic. I regularly talk to people who just talk about, your constant, returning of emails, phone calls, touring sites. You are always right there, Johnny, on the spot. And I'm telling you, you're an exceptional council member and just excited for the opportunity to serve with you in this capacity. So looking forward to it. We all have really high expectations for our city. Even during a time of great unprecedented uncertainty, we know Tempe has the capacity to be a leader in a rapidly changing world. Tempe plays a major role in our state. We have the nation's largest public university right here in our backyard. We are surrounded by 5 freeways. We are less than 10 minutes from one of the busiest airports in the nation. We are a regional hub for culture and entrepreneurship. My goals are not only to lead Tempe, but frankly, to continue to position our city as a regional leader that helps guide public policy and the recovery in partnership with leaders from all over the valley. In developing new policies to solve our current challenges, we will help each other's communities reach solutions to the challenges we all face. COVID-19 is an ongoing threat to the health and well-being of our community. The virus is everywhere, as I learned firsthand this week. As most of you watching this likely know, I tested positive for COVID-19 this past Monday. I have had very mild symptoms by comparison, and I'm extremely fortunate that I'm recovering nicely. However, we must redouble our efforts to flatten the curve and drastically reduce the prevalence of this virus. Also, we need to support our local Tempe residents and small businesses that have really been hit hard during COVID-19. We have to work to craft programs that both support and assist them during the recovery. But while we fight COVID-19 and the fallout from it, we must address other issues vital to the success of our city. We have fine police officers in Tempe's department, but it is clear we must examine the city's police practices, policies, procedures, and the application of policing technologies. We need to review how we as a collective city engage with Black, Indigenous, and people of color and those who are experiencing mental health challenges. We especially need to address training so officers have the tools they need to de-escalate difficult situations without the use of force. As your mayor and council, we will work with our city manager to oversee how the department is deploying modern policing technologies to assure that we're not infringing on anyone's civil rights. We need to create a more robust citizen review board for Tempe, but we also must address that the oversight among the cities in this region is inconsistent. Tempe must work with our surrounding cities and towns to create a holistic approach so all of our city's residents experience transparent, honest, and fair policing practices no matter their race, creed, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation. Our residents realize that we must do more in the areas of homelessness and human services. We have to seek strategies with proven outcomes, such as the successful Housing First policy that I worked very diligently to bring to the city nearly 10 years ago. We can find solutions to this challenge and provide those who have fallen on hard times with opportunities to rebuild. We must also focus on affordable housing. If Tempe is to remain the diverse, inclusive place it's known as, we must create a climate that allows people from all different backgrounds to afford to live here. I was so grateful and felt privileged to work with city staff during the 8 years I was on city council. Their expertise and passion are key in helping to push our city to even loftier heights. I look forward to hearing their innovative ideas to help Tempe exceed our high expectations. We all feel a sense of urgency to fix what needs fixing, and I'm anxious to do that work in the role of mayor. These issues didn't arrive overnight, and these problems are not going to be solved overnight. It's going to take us some time to get to the right place. To really lead the way on critical issues is going to require our council, staff, and Tempe residents to engage in tough, honest dialogue. We're going to have to be thoughtful and open-minded. Simply put, we have to be willing to really challenge ourselves if we are to obtain our own lofty goals. There was another time in recent history when we felt anxious and uncertain about the world around us. I recall it vividly when I took office in 2008 during the Great Recession. I seem to always show up to City Hall when the world is taking some very interesting twists and turns. And that also goes for you, Councilmember Navarro. But during my 8 years on the City Council, we passed an anti-discrimination ordinance that benefited the LGBTQ community and military veterans, and we made real progress on creating more affordable housing for people of all different backgrounds. We became pioneers in permanent supportive housing and steered this city back to one of the most prosperous economies in all of Arizona. I believe that our neighborhood leaders remembered that work and recognized the effort that I made to maintain on-the-ground relationships throughout this city. They will get more of the same from me. I'm still the same person at my core, but I'm also at this point more seasoned. I've been here before, and I'm trying to come back more prepared than ever. I have the prior 8 years of experience serving on the City Council, but I have the 4 years that I spent off the council doing more learning and more growing. My goal is to bring those experiences to the table for the benefit of our city. I just have to tell everyone, we are going to be fine. Clearly, there is uncertainty, and we definitely have our challenges. But I feel prepared to lead, and I know this council is prepared to lead right alongside me. It's like my grandmother used to always say to me, God doesn't put you in situations that you can't handle. I'm anxious to get started fulfilling the promises I made to you, and I am ready to get to work. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Tempe. I want to turn it over. Does anyone else on the council have any other comments before we adjourn the meeting tonight?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do.
Yes, Councilmember Keating.
It's the lowly council member, no longer vice mayor. Just with all the excitement tonight, I forgot to mention Council Member Jennifer Adams, and we began our term together 2 years ago, having been opponents, and then we became really good friends. I think that surprised a lot of people, but I think we recognized a lot of similarities. We're both fighters who both work incredibly hard for the city, and we've come together in so many issues. And I'm just so pleased, not just that she's my fellow council member, but that she's become my very good friend. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren Kuby. I appreciate it. That's very nice. I feel the same way. Love working with you.
Thank you, Councilmember Kuby, and thank you, Councilmember Adams. Does anyone else on the council have any final comments before we close? All right, hearing none, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Mayor. I beat you, Joel.
I'll second it.
All right, so I have a first by Vice Mayor Keating and a second from Councilmember Navarro. All those in favor, please, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do a roll call vote here, just to make sure I don't leave anyone out. No one wants to be left out. Councilmember Navarro. Vice Mayor Keating.
Yes.
Councilmember Garland.
Aye.
Councilmember Kuby.
Aye.
Councilmember Arredondo Savage.
Hi, Mayor.
Councilmember Adams.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. This meeting is adjourned at 7:06 p.m. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending tonight. Let's get to work, Tempe.
Great job.